because it's not all that useful anymore and it's in poor condition. Also, I didn't film it, but I cut it off right here and the whole thing collapsed, went into the water, and there was a lot of debris and stuff that just went with it, and that was causing an issue because a lot of the water, the melting water during the spring built up and it was overflowing everywhere. I think because of that we were having water coming into the basement. Basically we have a well that's in that direction and the pipe goes all the way to the house. So I have a feeling the water just seeped into the ground, saturated, and starts to come in where the hose is. So I'll know for sure next spring, but for the meantime I think I had to do something about it because there was just too much water. Part of the bridge lost its footing, so it's probably one of the reasons why it was so crooked. I'm surprised that happened. I'm guessing it's because of the rushing water which caused it to come out from underneath it. It's crazy. Anyway, this bridge has seen its end, that's for sure. Rid of some of these little trees around this apple tree here, and the reason for that is to eliminate competition for it. The apple trees here aren't doing very well. So doing the most I can to try to give them the most chances possible. That means eliminating the competition around it. There's a lot of dead branches in here, and to be honest, it's hard to tell the difference between the ones that are budding and the ones that are dead. But some of them, it's clear. I mean, just pull on it, it snaps right off. So like this, ridiculous. Clearly dead, but I'm gonna have to try to do the best I can to make them survive, because I want to keep them. They're old apple trees, and they look nice on the property, and yeah, I'd like to have apples. rock there. It's kind of an issue at the moment because I think my saw blade over here hit a few rocks, so it's becoming more dull. It's taking more time to cut through things, so it's gonna have to be something I'm gonna have to try to sharpen. Definitely have to sharpen. Sharpening won't do any harm to this thing at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of a long process. What I like about this thing is the fact that it cuts brush relatively well. It doesn't do a great job with grass. A trimmer it does a better job. But what's convenient about this is that I could cut small trees with this. And what I like this better than a chainsaw is I could get lower to the ground. And by getting it lower to the ground, well, you have less of a stump that's in your way, especially when I'm cutting brush to make a path in the woods. The other thing that I like about this as well is that I'm actually far from where I'm cutting. It's not like a chainsaw where it's like really close to your face. This thing, I'm a good like at least 3-4 feet away from whatever I'm cutting. So I like that aspect, even though I find it scary as hell, especially when I have it going at the high speed. Also the fact that there's less teeth, I have less chances, how should I say this? If I do hit rocks, which I do, or dirt at this point, because it happens often that it's going to go right into the dirt, which dulls the blade obviously. But because there's less teeth I need to sharpen. However, the flip side to that, I have to sharpen it more often. They're not that expensive. I could get some for about like 15-20 bucks. So if I see they're really banged up and if the teeth are really in bad condition, just buy a new one. Unlike a chainsaw, the teeth don't come off. It's not like a chain that comes off occasionally. It's happened a few times, which I've been trying to cut some brush with the chainsaw, and because I hit two branches at two different angles, it tends to pull it in different directions, or sometimes in the same direction, and in any case it just causes the chain to come off. So again, I find this a little bit safer. I still have a lot of branches I have to cut from those apple trees. I haven't really cut that many. I cut a few which had to be cut. One of them in particular, the branch cracked, so I had no choice to cut it off. What takes the most amount of time is not really cutting the stuff, is actually removing the branches. I still have a whole ton of branches I haven't removed yet, and it's not enjoyable, and you know, at the moment I'm making a huge pile in one spot. In some cases it would probably be better to bring the branches out in the woods, which I've done in some cases. I've actually put down some branches just so then I don't step into the mud and stuff. It's convenient, but however, bringing the stuff down there is a pain in the butt. Even if I cut it to size and everything like that, it's still a lot of labor, it's still a lot of time. I also tried to make a stone path. I don't know if I'll continue just because of the time that it takes. It looks pretty good, but it takes a long time. There's also another good reason why I should be cutting a lot of this brush as well, is that a lot of it has this type of, it looks like a black mushroom of some sort, and we're finding this on trees all over the property.